Welcome. I am Newton Hightower. I'm the founder and director of the Center for Anger Resolution in Houston, Texas. For the last 20 years, I have specialized in working with angry and violent men. I am honored to be in the home of Dr. Donald Williamson in Carmel, California. And Dr. Williamson is a psychologist, recently retired to Carmel, was president of the American Association of Marriage and Family Therapists, professor, School of Medicine, Baylor University, and senior faculty and adjunct faculty and senior faculty and associate dean of the Leadership Institute of Seattle for 20 years. So thank you very much, Donald, for this interview.
Yes, Newton, delighted.
The question is, that is often asked to me, or the objection that people make to my methods, is that they lack integrity. That I am suggesting that men act out of integrity, without spontaneity, to lie about what they're feeling, to say the opposite of what they're feeling, even less integrity. Not to be spontaneous, to take the aliveness out of the relationship. So, to give an example of this, the example in my book I write about as someone else, but is really me. So, my wife asked me to go out and run some errands with her. Told her I need to be back in an hour. And I allowed myself to do a few more errands. And it started raining. And my wife had been in a car accident a few months before. And she was very anxious, very critical. And I was getting more angry, and to the level of fury. If I'd been at home, I would have taken a time out. As a recovering rager, I knew that I couldn't take the lid off that. So I was being quiet. And she says, "Newton, are you angry at me?" And I said, softly, sweetly, "Not at all, honey. Why would you think that?" And she says, "Well, you're not saying anything. How come you're not talking?" I said, "Well, I'm concentrating on the road." To which she says, "Well, I can tell you're angry at me." I said, "No, baby." Pat her knee and say, "I'm just thinking about how much I love you and what a lucky man I am." To which she probably said, "You're so full of it." To which I reassured her some more. Now, I lied about my feelings, denied my feelings, suppressed, repressed my anger, wasn't spontaneous, didn't tell the truth, didn't communicate directly. How can that be? Or is there integrity in that interaction?
Well, the first thought I have is you're in a compromised situation. I mean, you're describing yourself, given the issue with managing rageful anger, violent anger. I mean, by definition, the situation is compromised. It's not whole. None of us is whole. We're all compromised to some extent in a variety of ways. Some in the body, some in the ethical, moral, some in the soul, some in the emotional, psychological life. Wherever it shows up, we're all compromised. None of us is whole. So that's my first thought. Going in, you can't expect an action of perfect integrity in a situation where the parties are human and in their idiosyncratic ways compromised. That's number one. Number two, I would look at the outcome. You sustained peacefulness between the two of you. You kept the peace. You kept calmness, quietness. You didn't erupt. No one got hurt physically or emotionally. It's not a bad outcome. I mean, there's wholeness in the outcome. So to me, that's critical in going back to say, where was the integrity in the action? By asking, what was the outcome? You did it not for self-serving purposes to somehow deceive your wife so that you would get some gain out of it. You did it to protect her and you and the relationship from damage in the moment. That would seem to me an act of integrity. Did you act with perfect integrity? Obviously not, in that you didn't describe accurately, which is to say truthfully, your internal experience at the moment. What you did do was declare and describe yourself as the self you would like to have been in the moment.
Ooh.
It's not all bad. In fact, I see some good in that. So I would say you acted with the best available compromised integrity in the moment.
Mm.